Welcome to the Medlook video tutorials. In this tutorial we're going to briefly discuss how to do a manual backup. The first thing we need to do is to go to Tools and Options, and underneath here we have one option that pertains to the backups that says whether we're going to show the compression status. I like to have this checked because on a slow machine or a big database or for whatever reason I want to see the percent complete as it's compressing the database. And it comes up in a little DOS window because we use a freeware utility to do our compression. And another option we have is this backup exclusion list. This pertains to the backups we make manually and then the ones also that happen automatically on a daily and weekly basis. The backup exclusion list, you have a -X and an exclamation mark. That means exclude whatever file I show next. And I'm saying exclude here anything that starts with an M asterisk BAK asterisk .zip. That's because I store a couple of the backup files in the Medlook database and I don't want to back up a backup. Okay, that I don't want to back up any executables that may launch in that folder, or any backup files, or any program files, or any temp files. These are just, sometimes people copy them in there and sometimes they just get in from whatever sources. I want to exclude those from the backups. Some other options I have by default are to also back up the reprints folder, including the zip files, or maybe just back up the reprints folder altogether. These are the three options. It comes with the program, but you can add to it if you wish. Okay, so now we're ready to do a backup. I guess while we're here we might as well just mention what goes on with the daily backup and the weekly auto backup. The daily backup, when you start up the program in the morning the first time on your machine, this can happen if you have multiple machines, it can happen on each machine, it'll ask you if you want to perform a daily backup. And if you say yes, it'll make a backup and it'll put it wherever you specify right here. And so it'll have like C Medlook backups, and then have like slash Medlook data if that's where your root folder was, and then it'll have slash Monday and your backup for Monday, then Tuesday, then Wednesday. It'll have each day of the week. And then for the weekly backups, it'll do the same thing, but instead of going into each day of the week, it'll have it like Medlook backup April, whatever the day is, 2008 zip file. So it keeps the weekly backups. Very handy. I recommend doing it. It doesn't take very long for it to run. If it takes a long time for it to run, you may want to change your exclusion list, or you might have a problem on your system, or a defragmented drive, or fragmented drive you need to defrag. But let's start with the show compression status and with this backup exclusion list. Just say OK. Now to do the backup, just go to File, select Backup Data, and the moment we click on Backup Data, it's going to copy the database to a temporary folder so that there's nobody accessing that temporary folder, and then it's going to run the compression in a DOS window, and we're just going to get to see a corner of it because of the way my screen is set up. You'd see the whole thing on your screen. You do a backup, and they're showing percent complete, and it's done. And then we have a Save Medlook Database Backup. And now I want to go save it into a folder. I've already saved it once just in practicing. I'm going to save it again here, and let's just say Practice 1. And I'm on the G drive. I want to show you where I'm at. I'm on my G drive. I could have just gone to my computer, gone to my G drive, gone to Backups, a folder I created, and give it the file name, hit Save, and it saves it, and I'm done. Now at this point I can decide I want to look at it. I can come over here, go to my computer, pull up my computer window. I can go to my G drive. I'm going to go to folder mode, and I'm going to go to backups, and there we see Medlook Back Practice 112 kilobytes. That's the file. And I can also double click on that in Windows XP or Vista, and it brings up the folder, the contents. I'm actually in Medlook Back Practice.zip, but there's the contents of the folder. That's the entire backup. Notice it has the notes and reprints folder in it as well. But that's really all there is to the backups. I highly recommend you make backups every day, at least once a day, and to some drive other than your C drive. Buy a cheap $10 thumb drive, flash drive, mini hard drive, put it on your iPod, flash card, whatever. Burn it to a CD, but definitely make an external backup. I hope this helps in your day-to-day use of Medlook. Good day.